Hey everyone, it's Allison from Thriving Well Disabled, and I wanted to talk to you today about the talk that I'm going to have coming up and stuff related to that. So, the first thing is I am really excited that you are in this group, and I do plan on trying to make it a bit more active. Been focusing on different things and a little too afraid of letting people down, so I haven't done as much as I would like to. So, just being clear about that. So, I'm so glad that you're in this group. This is where my talk next week is going to be. A week from today at 7 p.m., I will be doing a presentation talking about that process of taking control of your healthcare. And I'm calling it writing your own prescription. Because the reality is that whatever we get told isn't the full story. Some doctors mean well but are overwhelmed. Some doctors just aren't that great at communication, etc. And the healthcare system in this country also isn't particularly helpful, because a lot of the rules that they set up limit how much time you spend with your primary care practitioner, limit the amount of time allotted for your conversations, limit what's available to you. So, unfortunately, one of the things that gets lost because of that is this idea of choice and having options. I just want you to be really aware of that, and that's going to be one of the main topics in my talk coming up. Basically, there's always something in our care that we actually can have control of. There's always something in our care, related to our health, related to our health care, related to treating or diagnosing our conditions, where we can make real choices that have impact. But too often we don't actually see that space or that opportunity. To give you a really quick example, I actually this morning went and had a blood draw done. Just, I did my annual wellness exam, and my doctor prescribed a few different, blood tests so that we could just, confirm that everything's working, reliably. So that was good. Her office actually will let you do the testing there. And that was my plan. And then Al and I realized that he also needed to get some blood testing done for an upcoming appointment. So we decided that instead of him taking me to my doctor's office and him trying to go, we just move it all into one place. And so yesterday I called my doctor's office and had them fax the prescription over to the preferred lab for my partner, which is also 5 minutes away instead of 20 minutes away. So he and I got up early this morning, went over to that place, and we're in and out in less than an hour. It was really nice. And we did that because I stepped back and thought about it and went, wait a minute, it doesn't make sense for the two of us to go to two different places, especially because I don't drive, and so he'd have to drive me anyway. And I didn't want us to have extra stress. So to reduce our stress, I just made one quick phone call, had them fax the information over, and then he and I both went in, got our blood draws done. We actually even, we signed up at about the same time. They knew we were together, and so they assigned us to the same phlebotomist, and we actually just went in and she did him and then did me, and we were waiting together and everything. It was really nice. So as a something to think about, to be aware of, you really do always have choices about what to do, how to handle it. There's always something that you can do to make your life a little easier or to improve the odds of things going well. And I think it's really, really important to take a few minutes and acknowledge that and let that sink in, because too much of the time we feel like we don't have choices. Getting a diagnosis can be really overwhelming. Figuring out how to manage it can be overwhelming. And too often, doctors and other medical professionals just share the single, most common, average, normal option for treating, managing, testing. And there's almost always another option, another choice, another way to do things. So I really encourage you, one, come to my talk next week when I'm going to dig into this even more. But two, to any time you have an appointment or other commitment or other medical decision to make for yourself, take a moment and go, what are my options? Where is my choice in this? And how can I use that to help me get better, more effectively, more efficiently, manage things better, lower my stress? What can I do in this moment that will make my life better, both in the short term and in the long term? If they're saying you need to see a certain type of doctor, how do you make sure you see the better option for you? If they're saying you need to have a surgery or a major procedure, how do you make sure you're going to the best hospital or the best doctor for you? If they make a suggestion, what are the other options? What are the other possibilities? What else could be done to treat this? And sometimes their first option is absolutely the best option, is the correct one for you. But other times, it's not. And sometimes just asking that question lets the doctor know you care and are thinking about it, one. But two, gives you that sense of power, because you realize you do have a choice. You do have options. There's more than one way to handle this challenge. I'm actually, the sunglasses here aren't actually sunglasses. They're, whatchamacallit? They're transitions. And the reason I have transitions glasses is because I thought to say, hey, I'm having migraines. What can I do to help me manage my migraines? I knew I was getting new glasses, and so when I went to get the glasses, I talked to the optometrist and said, hey, do you have things available to reduce glare, to block out or minimize blue light? I'm sensitive to bright lights now with my migraines. What can I do? And basically she's like, well, transitions, they work pretty well. And she looked into it, and they were running a deal where if you bought a pair of transitions lenses, they'd prepare another set of lenses for free that don't have to transitions in them. So I spent a little more than I usually would, but I came out of it with two very decent pairs of glasses, one of which has these transitions lenses. and the other of which also looks good and has regular lenses. And this is the first time in a very, very long time that I've had more than one pair of glasses that were up to date. So this was a really big step for me to make that investment in 2 pairs of glasses. And I did it because it literally cost me $50 extra because I bought a pair of $50 frames that still looked good, you know? So I've put myself in a better place, both by having additional eye protection that I don't have to think about, and by having an emergency spare pair of glasses, which usually is my old glasses, but instead is actually another pair of glasses that's, you know, good and functional, because I usually wear my glasses to death. You know, I have all of that because I thought to ask, what can I do to help protect my eyes and my brain, because I know I'm having these migraines now. It's stuff like that. Think about it, what will help you, and ask. It doesn't mean you have to do the thing, but it is really nice to know that you have options and to be able to compare those possibilities and think it through and find the right solution for you. All right, so to recap, there's always options. And I hope you choose to take the option of coming to my talk next week. It's a week from today at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be in this group, and I'm really excited about it. At the end of that talk, I'm going to put out an offer that is only available to people who participate, who come to the talk. So please, please, please come. I'm really excited about what I'm offering. I'm really excited about doing this talk, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you there. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon.